We start today's news at noon with a look outside, a live look from our Pioneer Courthouse Square cam. 3 days into fall, last Tuesday of September, and we're expecting the high temperature today to reach 90 degrees. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Drew Carney.
And I'm China Green. Let's get right to meteorologist Rod Hill with a first look at your warm forecast, Rod.
Yeah, and right now it's still really nice. Here it comes at noon, 75, no complaints. So far, we've had kind of light variable winds. This shows the northwest wind at 6 miles per hour. I still think most signs point to us to have a large warm up this afternoon. And in fact, somewhere in that 4 o'clock hour, getting up to 90. Now, obviously, we will at least need to get up to 80, 81 by 1 o'clock to make that happen. But look at one of the forecast models. Still going 90, 93, 88 degrees around much of the Willamette Valley. So with that said, 85 at 2. If we do that, we could still get up to 90 degrees in that 3, 4 o'clock hour and then have a nice cool down. It is sunny across the entire region, and certainly inland areas are warm. Temperatures will hold in the 80s out through Hood River. And this is Elk Ridge Golf Course in Carson, looking back at the Oregon side. Winds out in the gorge are pretty light. And let's see what Cannon Beach is doing. Fog bank out to sea, blue skies up top. How about that? Matches Portland's temperature, 75 at the coast right now. Your complete forecast. Tomorrow it's raining. That's coming up.
Yeah, we'll have that, Rod, here in about 15 minutes. Right now, new developments in the ongoing Boeing machinist strike. The union, representing over 33,000 machinists, is refusing to convene a vote on the company's latest offer, what Boeing says is its best and final contract offer, which seemingly leaves both sides at an impasse. When Boeing made the offer yesterday morning, the company said it was contingent on ratification by 11:59 p.m. this Friday. But the union's president said the Friday deadline doesn't give them enough time to discuss the offer or work out voting logistics, calling the deadline, quote, blatant disrespect. In other news this afternoon, Oregon says more than 1,200 people were mistakenly registered to vote in the state, and records show that 9 of those people have actually cast a ballot before.
The concern here is that they may not be U.S. citizens. Both the Secretary of State's office and the DMV say they regret what they're calling a, quote, data processing error. They say this could happen in a number of ways. For example, a staffer at the DMV selects the wrong item from a drop-down menu when someone's getting an ID, listing them, document presented to them as a U.S. passport instead of a foreign one. From there, the person would be automatically registered to vote. But some lawmakers are demanding a better explanation and assurance that Oregon elections are secure.
Now, there are a lot of elections, local small elections, school board election, county commissioner elections, ballot measures that are decided by less than 10 votes. I myself lost re-election for a school board position in 2019 by 3 votes. Every vote matters. It just relieves a lot of public anxiety about our election process. So why not come in and answer those questions?
The state says they have inactivated all of the voter registrations in question. Governor Tina Kotek has asked the DMV to take proactive steps to ensure that this does not happen in the future. Tomorrow, the state's House Rules Committee is set to hold hearings about the errors.
Gresham police say 1 man died and a woman was badly hurt after a hit and run earlier this morning at the intersection of Northeast 181st and Sandy. The crash happened just after 4 a.m. Police say 3 cars were involved. The woman who was injured was taken to a trauma hospital. Police also arrested the suspect in this hit and run on I-84, not far from the crash, near the Fairview exit.
Portland police arrested nearly 3 dozen people during a mission to crack down on open drug use. For 2 days this month, police targeted areas on Southeast 122nd as well as 148th and Burnside. 33 people were arrested. Officers seized fentanyl pills and powder, meth, heroin, and cocaine, as well as an illegal gun and stolen car. Police plan to do more of these missions in the future. Yesterday, a jury handed down a verdict in the wrongful death lawsuit involving a security guard who killed a man in North Portland Lowe's parking lot in 2021. Jurors found the property owner as well as Lowe's negligent. TMT Development is accused of failing to vet the security guard. Logan Gimble, the guard who shot the victim, was not certified to carry a gun. Gimble was convicted of second-degree murder in a criminal trial last year and sentenced to life in prison. The family of the victim, Freddie Nelson Jr., was awarded $20 million.
Students and staff at Gresham High School made their voices heard yesterday after police say a student brought a loaded gun into the school late last week.
As KGW's Catherine Cook reports, what they want is reassurance that the district is doing everything it can to keep them safe.
Our lives are on the line and our lives are in their hands, and we just want to know that they care about our lives.
Elizabeth Westbrook sending a message to leadership at Gresham High School. She and other students say they don't like how the school handled an incident Friday involving a student who brought a gun to school.
They felt that we should have went into at least a hold or a lockdown.
Gresham police arrested a 17-year-old late Friday morning after he allegedly threatened a person with a gun outside of school, then brought the firearm inside. That victim called Gresham High School. School security identified a possible suspect, then moved him to a secure area. The student wouldn't let anyone search him, but as police arrived, he admitted to having a gun. Police say that gun was fully loaded with one round in the chamber.
If that search went south, everybody who was coming in during lunch could have been put at risk, and my life would have been at risk.
I'm really thankful that just nothing happened to anyone at the school.
Mauricio Gomez is a community liaison at Gresham High School. He says students and staff have been on edge since Friday.
Very worried, just knowing that there was someone walking the hallways with a weapon, not knowing at any moment what could have been happening.
The teachers union tells KGW they question whether district protocol was followed Friday and whether those protocols do enough to stop threats. The Gresham Barlow School District shared this statement with us, saying, "We appreciate the work of our district and school staff to safely deal with the situation, and we thank the community member who provided us with the information necessary to investigate and bring closure to this incident. Only by working as a school community in partnership with parents and the community can we create and maintain the level of safety we want for our students and staff." Last school year, Elizabeth and other students went to the school board. They shared concerns over a string of incidents, including drug use and frequent violent fights. They asked school officials to raise more awareness and renew their plea this year.
They still said they wouldn't, and then the incident on Friday occurred. And we believe that if they had raised more awareness towards these things, it would have been more preventable.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Meanwhile, in Columbia County, police investigated a possible threat at Scappoose Middle School yesterday. The city says police have already wrapped up that investigation, though, and there was never any real threat to students, staff, or the community.
The Salem-Keizer Public Schools is launching a new campaign to boost attendance. It's called Attendance Matters, and it's meant to teach kids the importance and benefit of showing up to school every day. Salem-Keizer joins other districts in the state trying to combat chronic absenteeism. That's with students who miss at least 10% of classes. State data shows only about 52% of students in the Salem-Keizer School District are considered regular attendees. The district says it will roll out the campaign in the coming months.
The National Women's Coalition Against Violence and Exploitation is one step closer to clearing the backlog of rape kits in Washington. The nonprofit has been working with law enforcement in Vancouver, Clark County, and other jurisdictions to find justice for victims.
Some don't know who raped them, and they're out walking the streets, and I mean, me knowing who the person was, I knew who to look for. They don't know who to look for. So their DNA can be entered into the database, and they can hopefully be apprehended, and the victim and survivor can get justice.
Last night, the nonprofit hosted a free reception at its new crime lab so people could learn more about its work.
The city of Portland says it needs Multnomah County to finish inspections on a North Portland homeless shelter before it can issue the permit needed to open it. Now, this comes now 3 months after the Arbor Lodge shelter held its grand opening celebration. Neighbors we spoke to say they're frustrated about the delay.
Well, it seems like if they wanted to expedite this, and if it was really a priority for the city, they would expedite those kind of permits, or they would have planned that farther ahead and not had a grand opening and kind of done a head fake on everybody.
The shelter is located off North Denver Avenue and is meant to house up to 120 people. County officials now say they aim to open the shelter sometime in October.